You know, it's funny how the most profound ideas can pop up in the most random places. Today, we're going to dive into a concept that was sparked by a simple message, literally just graffiti scrolled on a concrete wall. But this message, it unpacks the incredible power of our dreams, and maybe even more importantly, the power of just trying.
So this is it. This is the actual sentence that kicked this whole thing off. The author of our source material just found it written on a wall. And when you first read it, it's kind of confusing, right? Maybe even a little bit sad. Is this person disappointed, or is there something way deeper hiding in these words? Well, let's find out.
Okay, so I want you to picture this for a second. The author is climbing this big steel staircase right in the middle of a forest. It's this whole journey upwards. And then, bam, halfway up, on a concrete support wall, they see that graffiti. I had a dream that it was all a dream. I mean, the setting itself is just perfect, isn't it? This climb, it's a perfect metaphor for what we're about to get into, that whole journey of striving for something. All right, so to really wrap our heads around that message on the wall, we need a bit of a framework first. The author suggests that basically every goal, every single task we could ever face in life falls into one of two big categories. And trust me, this distinction, it's the key to unpacking everything. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because it clarifies where our responsibility actually lies. Over on the left, you've got the truly impossible. I mean, stuff we just can't do no matter how hard we try. It's a problem with the task itself, not with us. We're not at fault for that. But then you look to the right, the untried possible. These are the goals that fail not because they were impossible, but simply because we never even tried. And that one's on us. All right, so keeping that framework in mind, let's go back to that staircase and that really mysterious sentence. The author had this aha moment. They realized that this quote could have been written by two totally different people, living in two completely different realities. And the whole thing hinges on what they did after they had that dream. So here's the first way to look at it. This could be the voice of someone whose dream, well, it just stayed a dream, a fantasy. Maybe they thought it was too hard or just unrealistic, so they never even took that first step. For this person, the dream was just this fleeting thing that ended right where it began. But what if we flip that completely? What if we read it a different way? Now it's the voice of someone who actually made it, someone who's looking back after achieving everything they ever set out to do, and they're thinking, wow, I once dreamed of all this, and now it's my reality. See, for them, the dream wasn't the end. It was the blueprint for their entire life. So here it is, the crucial point. You have one sentence, but two wildly different outcomes. What's the one thing that separates the person filled with regret from the person living their achievement? It's not luck, it's not genius, it's just effort. The simple, powerful act of trying. And this just illustrates the process perfectly. Look, dreaming is absolutely essential. That's step one, but it's only the starting line. Right? Step two, the trying and striving, that's the bridge. That's all the necessary work that gets you from the dream to the outcome. But hey, notice something really important here. The outcome isn't just achievement. It's achievement times or experience. And believe me, that is a total game changer. And this right here, this brings us to what might be the most powerful idea in this whole thing. Get this, even if you try and you don't reach your ultimate goal, the process of trying itself has its own incredible rewards. Failing to achieve a dream is not the same as failing at life. Not at all. I mean, this quote from the source just hits hard, doesn't it? The ability to dream, and even more than that, to act on that dream, that's a fundamental sign of being alive. It's a dynamic, active process. To stop trying is, in a way, to stop really engaging with life. Just look at this list of rewards. When you try, the experience you get becomes this precious asset you can use later. You get to live your life without that awful nagging what-if feeling. The attempt itself is proof that you're living, not just existing. And maybe the most beautiful part is that the time you spend striving gets woven right into the fabric of your life story. It is truly a valuable gift you give yourself. So, as we start to wrap this up, what does this all mean for you and me? Well, it means we have a choice every day. We can just live our ordinary days, or we can choose to inject them with the extraordinary power of a dream we're actually chasing. It's about choosing to live in a different, more special dimension of life. And here it is, the final call to action, boiled down to its very essence. It's a simple formula, really, for a more meaningful life. First, you dream. Then, You act. And if you do that, you'll literally watch as your everyday reality begins to transform. So, I'm going to leave you with this thought. Every single day presents this choice. You can let it be just another day, or you can make it the day you take one step. It doesn't matter how small, towards your dream. The choice is always yours. So, what dimension of life will your today become?